Hi guys, welcome to day 6 of our food budget challenge, whichever way around I say it. I'm up a little bit late today, so I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to make more of an 11s than a breakfast. I'm going to do myself some pancakes with some yogurt and banana. It's a really simple recipe for the pancakes. It's literally just, I'd normally use self-raising flour and milk, but I don't have self-raising flour, I only bought plain. So we are literally just going to put some flour in a bowl. I'm not sure how much. If I make too many, then it just means I've got stuff for tomorrow anyway. Let's do that. So it's just over 100 grams of flour. Because it is plain flour, I'm going to add a small amount of baking powder to the flour, just to hopefully get that rise that we're looking for. I like them a bit fluffy. Yeah, my hip was hurting last night. It woke me up several times overnight, so I didn't sleep terribly well. So I kind of stayed in bed where I was a bit more comfortable this morning, which is why I'm a little bit late. It's almost oh, for Pete's sake. It's almost 11 o'clock at this point. So yeah, it's definitely 11s. So milk. Hopefully we've got enough milk. If not, we've still got some oat milk left that we can pop all that in. Yeah, so I stayed in bed and I was crocheting. So I'm crocheting myself a new, I'm not sure, it's going to be a scarf or a shawl or a poncho or something, but I've got this gorgeous yarn, and it's going to make me look like a woodland fairy. It's all greens and earthy colours. I'm very excited. So that was what I was doing this morning, and I got a bit carried away, so yeah, that's why I'm a bit late coming down. I figured that is good enough. Yeah, it's not super thick, but it'll be fine. Okay, so they look a bit different. So these ones were the first few I did. I had a nibble of one and it had no sweetness to it. I think because I normally use oat milk, oat milk is quite sweet, so I don't normally add sugar or anything. So with these ones, I added just a little bit, probably a teaspoon or two of golden syrup too, and it's given them a much better colour, and they look a lot more like the pancakes you get from the supermarket. I've not tried those yet. I've got 2 more just on the pan. Should be pretty much done. Yeah, they look much better when you put a little bit of golden syrup in. Ow, hot, ow, burning, ow. Ooh. Good job the side was clean. There we go. Sorted. So that's done, that's off. Honestly, I'm quite hungry, so I might just eat the lot. I don't know. I think they're going to be quite filling. I might have 2 of those and 2 of those, and then save those ones for another day. So yeah, if I save 4 for tomorrow and have 4 today, I'm going to put some yogurt and banana on. Bit of yogurt. Bit of banana. Drizzle of syrup. Sorted. Excellent. Well, that looks delicious. I'm going to enjoy this, and I will catch up with you for lunch. Possibly. Although this is 11s. So it might be an afternoon snack later. Okay, I need to make the dough for the pie for dinner tonight. I don't have a lot of flour left. So I've taken out most of it, but I'm aware we've still got bread rolls, so we're going to want butter for that. I found a recipe that said use twice as much flour as butter. I'll link the recipe that I'll follow in. We don't need a lot of pastry for this pie. What I'm thinking is if I make a small amount of pastry, roll it out and bake it, and then it can just kind of go on top of the pie filling, and it will be like a pie but not quite like a pie. So I've got 2 1/4 ounces of fat of butter. I'm not butter, you know, fake butter. And then I'm going to need, what, 4.5 ounces of flour with that. Yes. Right, I've swapped out for a bigger bowl, so we want 4.5 ounces of flour. I think for what, if I was making pastry to like go in the fridge and to use for a few meals, we'd probably want more than this, but for one meal and for literally just like a pie topping, this should be plenty. So 4.5. Oh, I don't normally work. Oh, God. I don't normally work in ounces. There we go. That's slightly more than 4.5. I'm not going to forget the salt this time, like I did in my bread. I don't like doing the rubbing in method. Some people like rub the fat into the flour, but I really just hate the way that feels. So I'm just going to use a fork to like mash it. Ooh, something else to ask Santa for. One of those like pastry masher things. It kind of looks like I don't know, it's kind of like using a fork, but it's specifically for like pastry. Anyway, I have, if you know what they're called, do tell me. And I'll put it on my Christmas list and let Santa know. In the recipe, it was a Nancy Birtwistle. I'm probably butchering her name, but I'll link to her recipe for this. She does loads of really simple kind of baking tips and cleaning tips and homemade stuff, and yeah. So she uses a Whizzy Wazzy Woo for her like a blender, a food processor, that thing. So hers was way quicker. But yeah, it's still pretty quick. It only takes a few minutes to do. I just don't want to overwork it, because otherwise it can become a little bit kind of chewy and tough. It's almost like making scones. Basically making scones, aren't I, with short crust pastry. Right, almost. We're almost there. There are a couple of big chunks, so I thought, oh, I'll rub in those last couple of big chunks, and I am regretting it instantly. I think my hands are too hot. That's an interesting complaint, isn't it? Having too good circulation. I should get my husband to make the pastry. His hands are always cold. But yeah, as soon as I touch it, it just all starts melting, and oh, I hate the way it feels. I'm going to wash my hands, then I'm going to add the water, and then it's basically done. 2 tablespoons of water. 1 for each ounce of fat, and hopefully that will come together to a nice dough. Hopefully not too sticky of a dough. Now, it might be a little bit stickier than it should be, because the fat we've got is like flora, so it's not proper butter, so it's not going to be as solid as butter would be, but nice. That. Get it away. Fab. Yeah, no, that's good. It's not so it's not so sticky that it's like sticking to my hands. I'm going to stop touching it, otherwise I'll start melting all the fat in it. I'm going to wrap it up and put it in the fridge until I'm ready to cook it, and then that's going to go on our pie filling. Fabulous. Excellent. So for the pie, we're going to use the last of our chopped onion. I'm probably going to cut up some of the sliced onion and add that to this. Okay, this is probably now far too much onion, but never mind. So we're going to add this to what's in the pan, fry that up, and then add some garlic in a bit. So we've got that. That's all right. I don't have a lot of other ingredients. One cheap ingredient that I've not bought this week, but that I'm only going to use a small amount of, is gravy granules, because it's going to kind of work as like a stock, I guess, but it's also going to help to thicken it. So I'm going to sprinkle some in. I'm going to stir it around, and I'm going to add some hot water, and I'm kind of going to hope for the best. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's super steamy. Right, I'm going to do this on the hob. I'll show you what happens. Well, I gotta say, that turned out way better than I was expecting. Yeah, I can't believe I've never made this before. I might add some more veggies. I don't know. No, I'll do veggies on the side, actually. But yeah, so pie filling, sorted, delicious, simple, cheap. Like I say, the Gravy granules were not included in the budget, but I'll put on the screen how much they cost. They're just the cheapy ones from Tesco, and I literally use maybe a tablespoon full. So really very reasonable, not adding a lot of cost to this meal at all. Yeah, really happy. So I'm gonna let this cool down, and then I'm gonna make the dough for the pastry, and then put it all together, and woohoo, another meal sorted. Fabulous. Well, it was delicious, that meal. So we did the pie, we did the pastry on top, I made some chips out of the potatoes that we got. I did roasted carrots on the side. It looked amazing, it tasted amazing, and I couldn't take any pictures or videos because my phone died, and the charger that I needed to charge my phone with got dropped in the sink. So I had to let that dry before I could charge my phone, and I'm so sorry there's no picture of the dinner, but it was delicious. And that is the end of day 6. Come back tomorrow for the last day of our budget food challenge.